Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the UWF Fury Cast, the only podcast brave enough or stupid enough to wander into Herb Abrams' world every week and watch the UWF Fury Hour and then describe it to you here on the Retro Wrestling Archive. I'm your host, Gene Jackson, and today we are diving into episode number 21 of the UWF Fury Hour, which means it's also episode 21 of the Fury Cast. And if last week's 10-man Lumberjack Circus didn't do it for you, well, get ready. This week, we got more excitement ahead of us as here on the Fury Hour, we're going to have Chris Michaels doing some lucha moves on Captain Bad. The Power Twins are back here squashing jobbers into a fine paste. Don Muraco is in action. We're going to see Wild Thing Steve Ray giving some dating advice in the Ask the Wrestler segments. We're going to hear Wet and Wild battling the new dream team of Coach John Tolos that no one asked for, of Cowboy Bob Orton and the unpredictable Cactus Jack. And, we're going to revisit briefly the Lumberjack match once again, because, you know, whenever they run out of things to show or things to talk about, we just cut to clips of that Lumberjack match between Dr. Death and Paul Orndorff with the worst ending of any Lumberjack match of all time. And they absolutely will not let us forget about it. Plus a main event, that Wet and Wild match taking on Bob Orton. You're going to see blood, surfboard, chairs. It's going to get wild, folks. So this episode here, this is what Herb Abrams UWF is all about. So buckle up and let's see if we can get through this together. In the opening here, we've got Craig DeGeorge and Bruno Sammartino talking about what's in store. And then we hear from the ring announcer and Herb Abrams, who tell us a little bit more. Even though I just ran it down for you, let's hear what they have to say.
Hello once again, everyone. I'm Craig DeGeorge, along with the living legend, Bruno Sammartino. Nice to be back with you, Bruno.
Thank you, Greg. Good to be here.
All right, I'm ready for a big one. I know you are too here. Universal Wrestling Federation style, and we've got a great hour from New York City. And our feature match today is a very unusual tag team match. We've seen, of course, the Ace Cowboy Bob Orton over the weeks. We have seen Cactus Jack. Now they are together. And they will be going up against Wet and Wild, a new tag team, relatively new to the UWF.
Well, Wet and Wild, there's no question. These are two exciting young guys. They both can wrestle. They're full of energy. They love what they're doing. But they're against a couple of guys. Orton, the veteran, of course, who knows every trick in the book. And what can you say about Cactus Jack? Boy, talk about an unpredictability. So it's going to be interesting. What can these two up-and-coming young stars do against veterans, but especially a guy like Cactus Jack, who's so unpredictable?
He's nuts. The man is nuts.
To put it mildly. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens in this match, but it's going to be exciting, that I assure you.
All right, fasten your seatbelts, folks. We've got a big hour of excitement, and right now, let's hear the rest of the card from our ring announcer, Frankie.
Craig and Bruno, you're absolutely right. We have an extremely exciting night of wrestling coming our way. Then let's take a look at that lineup right now.
Gentlemen, it's another Dynamite Fury Hour card, starting with the exciting newcomer from New York City, Chris Michaels. Back again with their pain-in-the-neck manager, Rick Golden. It's the unleashed strength of the Power Twins. From Honolulu, Hawaii, a big fan favorite in the UWF, the mild-mannered strongman, Don Muraco. And a first-time look at the notorious Cowboy Bob Orton and the psychotic Cactus Jack, hooked up as the UWF's newest tag team. Ask the Wrestlers answers another lucky fan's question. And Captain Lou Albano slides into his corner for another of his crazy interviews.
All right, here we go. Chris Michaels come to the ring. He's got his camo pants on. He's got his American flag. He is our version of Corporal Kirshner, although at one point I think we actually had Corporal Kirshner in for a TV taping, but now we've got Chris Michaels. Craig DeGeorge tells us on commentary about Chris Michaels' service in the U.S. Army, and that's cool. Proud of Chris Michaels for serving his country. Captain Bad is back, and he's announced as being from parts unknown. And Bruno points out the lack of consistency here, which doesn't need pointed out. It's pretty obvious most of the time. But he mentions whenever they announce Captain Bad being from parts unknown, wasn't he from Mexico City? Yeah, I think he was at one point. But come on, Bruno, does it really matter? Still wearing his mask that looks like a rejected Power Rangers villain. And here we go. Our opening match starts. And you know what? It's surprisingly good for a UWF match. Chris Michaels is looking good here. Quick takedowns, counters. And then Captain Bad actually looks surprisingly competent here. I don't know if this is someone else under the mask. He's looked pretty bad in the past, but here he takes control of Chris Michaels and looks like like I say, a pretty competent heel for a good portion of this. So I was kind of surprised, but eventually he whips Chris Michaels into the corner. Michaels does an awkward Flair Ray Stevens type flip over the turnbuckle, runs down the apron, goes to the top rope. Instead of being caught with a press slam, as Ric Flair always does, he comes off with an awkward missile drop kick that does hit. It's passable, and it gets the win here against Captain Bad. And then, well, Chris Michaels is pretty fired up, so Herb Abrams comes to ringside and gets a promo from him. Let's take a listen to it right now.
Let's hear more about it with Herb Abrams.
Chris Michaels, an up-and-coming star here in the UWF. You're a great talent. What success do you see for yourself in the future here in the UWF, Chris?
Well, first of all, I want to let everybody know that it's great to be a native New Yorker, and it's great to be in front of everybody at the New York Penta Hotel. Second of all, like the red, white, and blue, my colors don't run, and neither do I. I may not be the biggest man in the Universal Wrestling Federation, but I sure as hell ain't the weakest. And let me tell you something, Mr. Abrams, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog.
Well, there you go, a cliche-ridden promo from Chris Michaels. Those colors don't run, and neither do I. It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight and the dog. I'm surprised he just didn't continue from there. It's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. There's a ton of cliches. He could have continued down that path, but luckily he didn't. But okay, decent enough win here for Chris Michaels in the first match, and Captain Bad actually didn't look all that bad. So we're off to a good start here, folks. And all right, we're off to a good start. But right now we've got to go to Ask the Wrestlers, and this week we're asking Wild Thing Steve Ray. Let's hear from Steve Ray. And then we're going to hear some of these UWF commercials. If you haven't been watching these episodes, if you've just been listening to this show, bless your heart. But I want you to get a little taste of what Herbie's hitting people with here, what he's trying to sell. Check this out.
Ask the Wrestlers is next on the Fury Hour. With many of our troops home from the victorious Persian Gulf War, the UWF is not forgetting those who must stay for very complicated but necessary cleanup operations. Remember them and provide proceeds for their needs. These Support Our Troops t-shirts are still available for a limited time only. For your shirt, send $15 in check or money order to Troop T-Shirts, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. Remember, proceeds go to our remaining troops in the Persian Gulf. It's another Ask the Wrestlers segment and a chance for our fans to participate in the UWF Fury Hour. This week's question was sent to Steve Ray by Beverly Schmidt of Hillsboro, Oregon. Beverly wants to know where and how he got started in pro wrestling and if the Wild Thing is married.
Question number one. I started in professional wrestling in Kansas City, trained by one of the best old-timers in the world that got blackballed in the business, and that was Sonny Myers. The guy is the best. Number one. Question number two. Am I married?
A free UWF t-shirt and cap is on its way to Beverly, and it could be to you too if we use your question. Remember to be a part of the fun. Send your question on a postcard to Ask the Wrestlers, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. And attention to our great UWF fans in the Sunshine State of Florida. We'll be in Fort Lauderdale at the War Memorial Auditorium on Saturday night, April the 6th. And in the Orlando area at Universal Studios for an afternoon of UWF Explosion, Sunday, April the 7th. For tickets, call now, 1-800-368-4UWF.
That ring is your link to all the news and goings-on in the Universal Wrestling Federation. Find out where the UWF is going to be next. And hear comments from your favorite UWF wrestlers, like Paul Orndorff, Dr. Death, Steve Brian Blair, and yes, even Colonel De Beers. Just dial 1-900-420-4UWF and find out about the Universal Wrestling Federation.
Hey fans, now you can deck yourself out with great-looking UWF merchandise and be the envy of the neighborhood. All kinds of wearing apparel is available in all sizes and great-looking colors. To order a free merchandise brochure, just write to the UWF, 702 Washington Street, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. Walk in style with the UWF trademark merchandise.
All right, so there you go. Fan Beverly asked Steve Ray if he'd been trained, and he referred to one of the great old-timers, as he put it, Sonny Myers in Kansas City, and confirmed that he's not married. So there you go, folks. Willing to wager that might still be the case all the way in 2025. But anyway, you got to hear some 900 number commercials from Herb. Some of our younger listeners may not even grasp the concept of 900 numbers, but this was a huge thing, especially around this time. You'll hear a little bit later on that not only does Herb have a 900 number, Lou Albano has his own 1-900 Lou for you. Bruno's got a hotline. The Hot Bruno is the number of that one. That's fun, interesting, something. But anyway, let's move on to our second match. Here they are. Power Twins, Larry and David, or Larry David, along with their manager, Rick Golden. They're taking on Carmine Albano and Brian Donahue. And they grab the mic and ask if these two guys are the best that Herb Abrams can scrape up. And Albano manages to hit a nice arm drag in here somewhere. But other than that, the Power Twins pretty much creams these guys. Albano gets worked over in the corner. George points out that Albano has a sizey midsection. Okay, never heard that term before. Sizey. Brian Donahue comes in. He looks big and strong, but also looks like he may have not have learned how to bump yet exactly. Power Twins lay it on him pretty good. I mean, they just wreck these guys. We get big back drops, back breaker. Eventually, they blow up, and they go ahead and get the win. Power Twins take the win in this one, by the way, shockingly. These guys aren't that good, but I'm surprised they never got at least a short run in the WWF, being twins and the size they are. Even if they hadn't just played somebody's heavies in the background, you know, Shawn Michaels or somebody at some point. But anyway, they didn't. However, if that wasn't enough Power Twins for you, if seeing them in another squash tag team match didn't do it for you, well, never fear. We're not done with the Power Twins. We're going straight to Captain Lou's corner, where Captain Lou Albano was joined by, that's right, you guessed it, the Power Twins.
Yes, wrestling fans, it's the big old fat man, Captain Lou Albano, baby, the man with the rubber bands, back again this week. Now, usually on the Captain's Corner, when I interview wrestlers, I have a background. I know something about them, but I've got to admit, these are two men that I know nothing about. I'm going to bring them right in right now, the Power Team. Come on in, guys.
Lou, that's the Power Twins. We're the only identical professional wrestlers in the game today. You might not know who we are, but there's millions of people out there that do know who we are.
What's your name?
I'm Larry.
Larry, you?
I'm Dave. And let me tell you something, Lou. We've traveled halfway around the world. We've been in Africa, Europe, all over North America, South America, and all over the United States. And let me tell you something. This guy, Herb Abrams, wants some talent, He's found it right here, baby. That's us, the Power Twins.
Well, listen, Larry.
The only identical twins in wrestling today.
Well, let me say this, Larry. I've got to say you're a big guy. I mean, you guys must be a combined...
I'm Larry.
All right, I'm sorry. Larry, let me say this. You guys have to have a combined weight of well over 600 pounds, am I right?
You're right.
Now, I know in tag team combinations, because you know I've handled tag teams well, you've got to have that continuity, that quick tagging. I believe, is that how you work, quick tagging in and out of the ring?
Identical twins work better than anybody in the game today.
Well, it could be...
Let me tell you something, Luke.
Yes, Larry.
He's Larry.
I'm
Dave.
sorry, Larry. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
It doesn't matter which one of us in the ring. It doesn't matter. You can't tell who's who. It doesn't matter because you're going to get beat no matter who's in the ring with us.
Well, I've got to say, wrestling fans, this can be highly confusing. Imagine two identical twins in the ring. The referee's got to be confused, not to know at what time, at any given time, who tags who's in the ring, is the right man in, is the wrong man out, who can it be? Larry, I mean, how does the referee think? Yeah, Larry.
You're confused. They're going to be confused. It don't make a difference.
Wait.
You got the top talent in the world.
Well, I've got to say, right here in the Universal Wrestling Federation, they've got the best. And when they brought these two big monsters in, well over 600 pounds, baby, I'm telling you, the tag teams in here have got to look out, and they've got a double thing against them because you're not going to know who's who. So Universal Wrestling said they'd bring you the best. Captain Lou Albano said, I'll bring you the best, and this is them. Okay, Larry, and okay, Stanley.
I'm Larry.
You're Larry.
He's
Okay, Larry, yeah, what are you?
All I can tell you is bring him on.
Bring him on, baby.
Whatever you got, Herb Abrams, just bring him on. We'll take him.
Bring him on. This is Captain Lou Albano, baby, and I've got the hottest pro wrestling news each and every day. I want you to call the new Captain Lou Wrestling Celebrity Hotline. I said, call now, brother. It's 1-900-LOU for you. Remember that, 1-900-LOU for you.
All right. Well, that was something. Fun, I guess. I don't know. Anyway. A little bit of Lou shenanigans I figured would fit right in with the Power Twins, and I wasn't wrong. Let's say, anyway, that's enough Power Twins for this show. Let's move past it. Match number 3, we got The Rock, Don Muraco, taking on Dusty Wolfe. And Dusty Wolfe comes out looking like he's lost 40 or 50 pounds, and Bruno cannot shut the fuck up about it. I mean, he is absolutely blown away that Dusty Wolfe has lost so much weight since the last time he saw him. He keeps bringing it up to Craig DeGeorge. Craig mentions, and I think he had blonde hair too. And every time you think Bruno's moved past it, he hasn't. He brings it up again. But Muraco just wants to wrestle, and Dusty Wolfe is arguing with fans. He's refusing to lock up with Muraco. He's leaning between the ropes and arguing with the audience. And I mean, seriously, this is like spot show shit here on TV. I don't know what we're doing, but Wolfe is stalling so much. Even Larry Zbyszko would be rolling his fucking eyes right now going, all right, that's enough of this shit. Eventually, Muraco locks up with him and starts working the arm. And it's pretty dull match until eventually Muraco hits his tombstone pile driver. He's no Mark Calloway, that's for sure, but it's enough to get the job done. Muraco gets the win, and I mean, as soon as he gets the win, this happens.
Match is history.
The winner,
Steve Williams jumped in the ring. See, you see this? You see this? What was it last week? Remember when Muraco and he got into it? Right. Yes. This is Williams getting even. This is Williams getting revenge. He feels that he was done wrong by Muraco, and look at that, huh? Williams is hammering away. Oh, here comes Orndorff with a 2x4. Orndorff's in there with a 2x4, and Williams just gets out of the ring. I beg your pardon, it's a 1x6, Mr. Craig. I used to be a carpenter, I'll let you know. You're right. But hey, Williams said, hey, I'll take it out, but not with that stick. He takes off. See, Williams thought it was a 2x4. How do you know? That's it. It was a 1x6. He didn't know it was a 1x6. He may have stayed in there. That's right. At any rate, Muraco is down on the canvas. Look at Williams. Williams is offended by it. He says, like, that was a cowardly thing for Mr. Wonderful to do, but...
Steve Williams, you did it again. Blindsided another opponent. Why?
All these people witness. 2-on-1. Orndorff, I told you, pull out the insurance. Take care of your family.
Get out of business before I hurt you good. Now, you have the gall to challenge. Take care of your family. Get out of business before I hurt you good. Now, you have the gall to challenge me. Challenge me to a cage match. Well, Polly, you know when a man is in a cage and there's nobody but a raw meat in there, you know what's gonna happen. He'll tear that raw meat. He'll eat it. He'll shred it until there's no more left. That's right. Or no cage match. Put your name on the dotted line because I'll be there, Polly.
So there you saw it. Dr. Death comes in, he storms the ring like Bruiser Brody, starts attacking Muraco, and immediately, before he ever gets a chance to get very much heat at all, here comes Paul Orndorff running in with a board. But no, it's not a 2x4. Don't you dare say it's a 2x4. As you heard, Bruno was quick to correct Craig DeGeorge, who called it a 2x4. And no, this is a 1x6. Believe me, I know. I used to be a carpenter, just like the Jesus. So Dr. Death bails, and then he does that promo we just heard. He's hollering about raw meat. A couple of different times, he tells Paul Orndorff to get out of the business before I hurt you good. And when a man is in a cage, he will be raw meat. And he throws in, even for good measure, Williams throws in a pally at the end, like Jackie Fargo. And it's just always so off-putting when somebody says, like, has anyone ever in the history of the world, in a real-life situation, used the word pally? I've never heard it. I can't imagine why anyone would or when anyone would, but Dr. Death was not the person I expected to interject that into his promo, but there it was. So now we're ready for our main event. John Tolos and his tag team of Cactus Jack and Cowboy Bob Orton taking on Wet and Wild, which of course is Wild Thing Steve Ray and Sunny Beach. And they, Cactus and Orton make their way out to the ring to the tune of Hard to Handle by the Black Crowes. Wet and Wild sounds like they're coming out to some kind of rap music or something. I don't know. It didn't really fit the gimmick, but here they are. Wet and Wild definitely looked the part. This is a fun tag team. I think they probably could have had some success had they managed to get away from the UWF at some point, but they got the neon gear. They got the surfer energy. They're a couple of fired up baby faces, and Orton and Cactus look like a rough and tumble hill team. So this has potential. This is one of the better looking main events we've seen for a UWF show. It's just, the question, are we going to get a finish? Are we going to get a winner? We get a good match going, and we got Cactus Jack being Cactus Jack, and he's at one point he's rammed in the steel ring post and bounces off, and he's screaming at the crowd and just acting like a maniacal madman as he does. And eventually they take the heat on Steve Ray for quite some time. They work Steve Ray over. He can't get the tag. They isolate him. Long heat here. Eventually, the crowd starts chanting, trying to fire Steve Ray up. Bruno gives us a little aside at how that can really fire somebody up. That can really get him going. He remembers back in the day in MSG against some of those giants that he had to wrestle. Those fans would get behind him when he thought he didn't have anything left, and he would manage to come back and save the title. And just like it worked for Bruno back in MSG across the street from the old Penta Hotel we're in here, it works for Steve Ray, and eventually he gets the hot tag to Sunny Beach, and all hell breaks loose. And eventually the surfboard that Sunny Beach brings to the ring with him gets involved, and Cactus Jack grabs it. He tries to hit Sunny with it. Sunny blocks it because apparently him being the surfer, he knows all about how to not only ride a surfboard, he knows the proper way to block a surfboard when somebody's trying to strike him with it. He blocks it, he reverses it, he strikes Cactus in the head. Cactus staggers around. He's clearly bleeding. He turns around. Sunny gets a good shot this time, pops him right across the head, and yes, Cactus Jack is busted wide open from this flat surfboard. Thank God it didn't have any sharp edges on it, or perhaps, Cactus could have gotten really cut up really, really bad. But nonetheless, he's still bleeding. It's carnage. Pandemonium going on at ringside, 4-way brawl, and there's no finish shown. We just simply, in the midst of this brawling, cut to the Lumberjack match. That's right. We're suddenly watching 3.5 minutes of the goddamn Lumberjack match as Bruno and Craig George hype up the upcoming steel cage match, where, of course, in a steel cage match, they'll have to give us a satisfying conclusion, right? There will have to be a clear-cut, definitive winner. No more of these run-ins, no more of these disqualifications, count-outs, none of this bullshit. We will get a definitive winner between Dr. Death Steve Williams and Paul, Mr. Wonderful Orndorff. Even though we didn't get it in our main event tag team match, we just kind of went into a 4-way brawl and then faded into a replay of a clip of the Lumberjack match. But you just know deep down in your heart that this cage match is going to have to finally give us some satisfaction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was UWF Fury Hour, episode 21. An episode with so much going on. I'm still not convinced I didn't hallucinate some portions of it. We had Chris Michaels doing aerial maneuvers, the Power Twins dominating two jobbers. Don Muraco gets a win, but is immediately attacked. Dr. Death Steve Williams is screaming about raw meat in a promo. Wet and Wild coming out looking like an actual money-drawing tag team. Cactus Jack being split open by a surfboard. And this is exactly why the UWF Fury Cast exists. Because someone somewhere must document this madness. And since Bob Anderson bailed out back at episode 12, I guess it's got to be me. So if you enjoy the show, hit subscribe. Check out our Patreon over at patreon.com/retro wrestling archive. There's tons of great old school wrestling content over there. We update it pretty much every day with new stuff. So next week, get ready. We get more coke-addled nonsense that somehow made sense in Herb Abrams' head at the time. But boy, it sure is hard to decipher when we're watching it in 2025. But I'm here to do it with you. That's right. Remember, this is Gene Jackson signing off, reminding you as always, I watch this shit so you don't have to. You're welcome.